Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Morning in the West Coast, noon here in Central Canada, and of course, 1 o'clock Eastern in the world, in North America, and the rest of you joining us on recording after. Welcome to our Saturday Zoom. It's going to be a fun one today because we kind of want to do a review with all of you. It's December the 16th, 2023, and I'm going to be joined today by our CEO and owner, Dave Jordan. I'm sure your wife is out doing some shopping and being busy, as lots of folks are on holiday time coming up here, Dave, and looking forward to you passing on a hug to her when you see her later on today. So Nancy, you know what? This has been a fun journey this last year. We've had a lot of, kind of learning that's been going on. And I thought, Dave, what I would do is I would share some thoughts around business here before we open it up to what, where we are, where we're going. And, we've got some talented people that have been following along here, waiting for this thing to uncork, let's say, and really go for it. So I did a little research, and it was interesting when I started looking at companies that have gone through a kind of a trajectory of, putting it together and making it happen. And so I want to share this, and these would be interesting for you to listen to too, Dave. Like Netflix is probably one of the greatest, interesting sort of analogies that I kind of looked at recently, because for many of us, we got, during the time that we were kind of shut at home, we got into this whole streaming thing where we're watching so much of these shows that were on there. But I went back and I looked at the research, and I thought, 1998, and it's odd that it was 1998, Dave, Netflix came alive. Okay, so it kind of started this video game, this video sort of rental business where they were using Blockbuster. And this is where I'm going with this analogy here that I'm hoping that you'll get your head around for a conversation, Dave. Blockbuster was the entity that had all the stores. Blockbuster was the video store in every corner. And I know up in Canada it was everywhere. There was video stores everywhere. I mean, there were people selling video rental VHSs and so on out of every corner. And so here comes Netflix. They used Blockbuster to share, and Blockbuster to share, Nancy's laughing, to share and distribute the videos that they had in their warehouse and their inventory. And so what happened was, I can use an analogy of the world of collectibles and the stores in the world that have these collectibles, which are great, and people can go in there and touch and feel them and so on. But now let's go a little bit further. So here you have Blockbuster having a chance, and this is what's interesting, having a chance to buy Netflix in 2007, Dave, for $50 million. And they turned it down because their model, they said, no, we've got some new folks that are going to help develop our model of brick and mortar and video stores. And no, 50 million, not interested. And that was 2007. Well, Dave, take a wild guess what Netflix is worth today. Take a wild guess. What do you think it's worth?
3 billion.
$206 billion. $206 billion. And so what that got me thinking is where we are today. And your collection, yes, you know what it's worth. Yes, you know what you've done since 1998, the same year that this Netflix story came into my head that I wanted to share this morning. And you're at the cutting edge of doing something never been done before with a vision that you had back in 98. So that was kind of the premise of what happened here in 2023, right? Back when you first chatted with Nancy and I and started meeting us in Sioux Falls, and we looked at your vision and you had all these ideas, right? What you and I and others have discussed pretty openly was you've got to get something that allows people to get their eyeballs to keep coming back. And that's kind of the world we're in right now online, right? With Netflix and so on. You got eyeballs, people go check on what's the new. I mean, I check on that every night to see what's newest, what's the newest streaming outfit, what's the newest. And if we like it, we buy it. We don't buy it, we just, watch it, eight events or whatever. That's collectorate. People in 2024 will have a chance to keep coming back. And you shared briefly, and I know you're going to share today your vision of where you see this going with your card machines that you just bought and so on. But that's true opportunity. So here we are today, and I can announce today, for those of you that aren't familiar with the changes we did to the search, that the analogy of having 2 cups of coffee to find something, and then once you find it, you go back to shop and you lose your space. That's fixed as of today. Dave, I'm going to turn it to you. And it took a lot to get this infrastructure starting to work, but we're on that path right now to really prove what your concept is. So off to you, Dave.
Yeah, Don, welcome everybody. Yeah, you're spot on with that. But the sad thing is what we're talking about is that the clicking and the backwards and the frontwards and around, I didn't even want this to start till January. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that this has been 3 months and 4 months of, things that are getting fixed, little glitches, things that we've been working on, things that we've been getting reversed, fixed, whatever. Things that we know don't work, things that we know do work. And another thing I want you to know, Don, 1998 is the year I tried this concept. And that year, all because of my wife, I spent all my money in the bank, about $250,000, and I was left with my cards. And I said, well, I'll try it again someday. The only difference is now is that, I have a lot more money and I'm not going to quit. And here's my point. When you make something that's great and when you make something that's a category creator, it doesn't always go the way you want it in the beginning, But about 2 weeks ago, I posted and said that what our value was with the company at this point, meaning what are the assets that are actually built into CollectRec. And at that point 2 weeks ago, I said that we were at $25,205,786 on the website. Today, 2.5 or a week and a half later, you don't see a lot of new items listed on the site, Don, maybe 15. But that being said, the new number a week and a half later is $30,336,617. And as I keep loading on this site, that value is going to keep going up. That evaluation is going to keep going up. And like I told you, by March or April of this new year, I'm hoping to have $250 million on a website that people look at and they say, okay, well, he's got $250 million worth of product on that site. There's new technology now that allows us to do that. There's new technology that's why you don't see a lot of new items on the site right now, Don. I've been focused on learning this new technology. I've been focused on getting ready for this new technology. It's going to load 6,000 items an hour, and it just changes the game everywhere. Now, that being said, my little brother's like my agent. Joey's like somebody that I share a lot of stuff with. Like if I have a big deal going down, Joey knows what's going down in my life. Right? Joey knows what's going down in my background. Kay Lesnar is another one that knows a lot of what I do behind the scenes. He's a very successful businessman in South Dakota. But he also knows the things that I have going on behind the scenes. What I'm trying to do, Don, is we're branding CollectRec with a whole new brand. I mean, Ken Golden, the king of collectibles, if those of you who watch that show, he's been calling me every other day, every other week, and right now I have a set on his site on Golden Auctions. I'm selling a 52 set that I own on his site. He promised I'd get somewhere between 300,000 and 500,000 out of it. So I said, yeah, Ken, I'll check it out. I'll give you a shot. And this guy found out that I might have the LeBron James in my warehouse, right? So he found out I might have the Holy Grail LeBron James that I know there's a 50-50 chance I bought in 2000. Whoever's
That's a lot of publicity for real.
Hit mute, Don, and thank you.
Got it.
So yeah, Don. So anyway, in 2008, I almost remember buying this card in my shop right by the mall. And so I tell this to Ken Golden. He tells me to stop looking in my warehouse. He wants to make it like Oak Island. He wants to make it like this show. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to page through my stuff and da-da-da. So for the last couple days, me and Luke, one of my guys that grades with me, Luke's been out at the warehouse and we've been cracking pallets and going through pallets and putting stuff together, not looking for that card in general, but putting stuff together for this new concept that's about to change and make our valuation not 30 million in 90 days, but make it 130 million in 90 days. And when people hear that and they see that and they see the angle that we're going with this, I talked to you about it this morning. We're going out to brand this unbelievable collection. And CollectRec is a channel for somebody like Jeff Turner or somebody like Patrick and somebody like David. David came over and met me with his wife and talked about possibly wanting to work with my company, wanting to join with what we're doing because he's so intrigued by what we're doing. But my whole thing, Don, is that over the next 3 months, we're going to know. But like I said to you, the software, everything. So Jeff Turner and all these people, Pierre, Bob Yabicella, Justin Smith, they could all have an easy clicking sensation. John, when you bring a friend to the site and they want to look at something, you could click here, you could click there, you could click here. And guys, just so you know, we're going to get more competitive. As this thing goes, we're going to get way more competitive. With the new AI technology, it's now going to load product, and it's going to be high, low, in the middle. And these products are going to be loaded, Don, and it's going to be exciting. But my whole point is, I like where we're at right now. I didn't want to launch this till January. You told me to launch this in August, Don. And I said, all right, well, that's fine. Because Don is actually right. I'm not saying that Don and Nancy, it wasn't Nancy, but Don's actually right. Because over this last 90 days or 120 days, we've worked out a lot of things that we'd be dealing with in January, February, and March. Well, those are now worked out. So moving into the new year, Don, I think the early birds that are here, like me and Joyce, would love to see Gail Tracy making $5,000 a week like she did in my last company. That would be fabulous. This is a better product than my last company. This product is 20 to 1 with that product, and it's a better product. But I'm just saying, Don, today to tell people that, yeah, last week I did a box break and I opened up between $5,000 and $7,000 in 8 packs. And I didn't get any good cards out of them. But I said to myself, it was a huge success. It was a huge success because I didn't care, right? Because I got hundreds of millions of them. I didn't really care. I had fun. I had fun on the hunt. I had fun on people watching me saying, I would crap if he pulls $1 million Wayne Gretzky out of that pack. And I didn't. But here's the thing, Don. There's always another box break. There's always another, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty exciting. And I'll talk a little bit more about product when you come back to me again, because there's a lot of exciting things going on with what we're about to do.
Yeah. So Nancy, when you talk about eyeballs, looking at a website, I watch my wife constantly on her phone, looking at what's new on different things, be it, trends or things that, she has interest in. And the collectible industry isn't about just collectors. It's about gift givers. It's about people that want, and they're a fan, right? Somebody that's a fan. Like, I mean, I'm wearing a Winnipeg Jets jersey because I'm a fan and they're playing tonight against the Colorado team. And I'm thinking, man, let's, go, come on, guys, let's go. And so I'm a fan, and we see it all over the world, like your 2005 World Junior jersey you're wearing. I'm a fan. I was at that tournament. I saw that game, that gold medal. So all of this stuff doesn't mean you have to be a collector. But when you talk about numbers, Nancy, bring your thoughts to the whole process of getting eyeballs to a site and how convenient it's got to be and how exciting it's going to be to see something new, because that's what motivates you. I know it does, sweetie.
Well, I've always been motivated by the passion of sport, that what I see you guys get so enthusiastic about. I mean, even sitting in the basement and watching you and Dave watch a hockey game, jumping around. That's why I had suggested to Dave about the box break, to do that for some of the people. I said, excitement and fun is exactly what we're doing here. And Dave said, like, we might not be doing on the Golden, like Oak Island, but it's a treasure hunt every day here with you, Dave. Like, every single day that I have ever been in the warehouse, you open something up and you go, you're not even going to believe what I just found. So, I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like to go to work every single day and treasure hunt. And that's what we're doing here. And it's so exciting. And I think that is why everyone is peering over your shoulder with this, Dave, is everyone wants to be on a treasure hunt. It's a lot of fun. I mean, every childhood storybook is written about buried treasure and opening the pirate chest and going into the bushes in this brotherhood of young boys searching for the stolen gold that came from, I don't know, cowboys and westerns and all these other things. And then, like, you plug into these comic books. Like, I saw Barry on here and he said, you never know what makes a comic book go through the roof and what's going to make it more special than another one. And I think that's what we're doing here. We're peering into your treasure hunt that happens on a daily basis. And I think it's exciting. I think it's lots and lots of fun. And that's what I'm talking about with the excitement of faces. Oh, and here's Harley. He needs to be in the middle of everything too.
So Dave, when it comes to
Don, hang on. Let me follow up on what Nancy just said.
Yeah.
Treasure hunt, okay? So Frank Goldstein emails me this morning and says that this Barbara is in Fort Myers with a table set up, and she's at a toy show, and she's actually got all the material out. But here's the thing, Don. You never know when a Don Carson or a Dave Jordan or a Kay Lesnar or somebody or Jimmy Weiss walks up to a table like that and says, "Ma'am, what are you doing? What is this?" And she says, "Well, I'm here doing a company called Collect Direct. It's a home business." You never know with this industry what happens with that. Like Nancy said, it's like a treasure hunt. When you're at an event like that, you're looking for one Don Carson, you're looking for one Kay Lesnar, you're looking for one Dave Jordan. The guys that have made millions of dollars in this industry, it's all it takes is one person, Don. And this is the beauty of this concept with what we're doing here. Are we the cheapest out there in the world? Absolutely not. We're going to be competitively as we get going forward. But here's the thing. We have a system that people can build a full-time income from home if that's what they want to do. And I took advantage of that with my education way back when. I wouldn't have this card collection, Don, if it wasn't for, like Nancy said, the treasure hunt. I used to knock on doors. "Hey, my name is Dave Jordan. I want to talk to you about a product called Melaleuca. You want to?" They'd slam the door in my face. But I found 30 people that did it. And my little brother knows. He knows. Barry Brandwell was one of them. I walked into a shop and I go, "Hey, Barry, I want to show you this shampoo and this toothpaste." And guess what? Barry bought it. And so he was a treasure. He was a director in my company. So my whole point is with what Nancy just said, it isn't just about the collectibles, Nancy. It's about using the collectibles to find your treasure, because there's nothing cooler than getting a $5,000 check in the mail that you built from somebody that you happened to see at a card show or a trade show, or somebody that you got Don Carson on the phone with, or somebody that you got me on the phone with. That's the beauty of it. I mean, I know Fawn, she drives Harley Davidsons. And if Fawn went down the Sturgis with all the bikers, which are railroad men, which are work on the railroad, they own companies, they own construction companies, rivers, most of them are 100% successful. And Fawn finds 30 of those people that want to buy toys for their grandkids and build a business. It's all we're talking about. Guys, what I'm saying is we're now going into the new year where stuff like that's going to happen, where everything is now, like Don said, now you can click back, now you can do this, and all the software is coming together. And when that does, Nancy, it is a treasure hunt. It's a treasure hunt to find 5 Dave Jordans, 5 Don Carsons, 3 Kay Lesners, and 1 Nancy Carson. That's it. That's all you need. You need somebody that's on here that can totally talk about the business that everybody wants to look at and hear, and somebody that wants to go out to work and fly around for a $2 app like Don Carson, and somebody that knows the background of business like a Kay. It's that simple. And that's what it is here. I'm sorry. That's the way this works. Yeah. And I'm about to show everybody how to do it.
Yeah. And so Dave, it's branding. Like you look at your hat right now, Collect Direct. There is so few people in the globe that even know what that is and what it stands for. Very few. Like, I mean, not even a speck of nothing. It's like a snowflake in a snowstorm. I mean, that's where we're at right now today. And then when you look at the world of the home-based business industry, and you pick one company name out of the list of the 800, and let's just take 10 or 12 of them, one in particular, 62 million members in Avon. And I think, man, that's been around for a long time. I know that name. My mom might have been, I think she was an Avon lady. I mean, all of those things are brands, right? But it takes time. So when I think about where we are today, your next phase of what you want to do for 2024 is to establish the Collect Direct brand and let people understand a little bit more than, this hat, know where it leads, know that it's an opportunity, and that the customers that will come, as others out there are talking about, will come from the eyeballs that go to the site regularly, can search items, add it to the cart. And we want to add a VIP type system down the road here where, hey, I'd like to be one of the people that can say, hey, I'm a VIP, whatever that means, that term in your world, Dave. It'd be incredible to say, hey, you're a VIP member because you do this, that, or the other thing. All of those things are coming together before your eyes, folks. 2023, in particular from August, September, October, and then November, we just basically had to go out and earn and learn our own way of making this infrastructure work with your team. And now that it's coming together, and again, I just want you all to know and I heard this analogy: 2 cups of coffee to find something in the thousands and thousands of items. And then I went back because I wanted to look at something else, and I went back to the very, very beginning, and that was frustration. Well, that's fixed now. You stay there. You can keep shopping. That's a big part of a shopaholic, wanting to find things. And Nancy, that go back to the site, go back to the site approach you use, and all the things you love in your world, the Pinterest of the world, and of course now Collect Direct, what we do to gift give, because that's what people are doing, Dave. They're buying things and giving it away.
Let's take this for another level for a minute. I'm going to go off the grid for a second here and just talk about things like let's look at this little call right here with the people we have on it. Okay. It reminds me of when I first launched my last company that did close to $400 million. But Don, keep in mind, why are you, me, Nancy, and Joyce best friends? Not just because of that business, but because of the success of that business, because of, going on rewards trips. I mean, the last rewards trip I did in that company, we flew 71 couples into Atlantis at the Cove, almost a $500,000 trip. And Don, for a week, it was you, your kids, us, fishing on the ocean, doing this, doing that, living the lifestyle. And that is what this industry allows. This is the greatest product line to do a company like this. If people can just wake up in the morning and have my heart and say, I'm going to go through this brick wall, no matter what stops me, and they want to go achieve greatness with this, it's an even playing field for everybody, Don. And that's what we got here. And I believe that all these little things that are getting fixed and all these little things that we're waiting on, and you know me, I lost my voice last week yelling at the coders about this. My whole point is that this core group, they got to believe and they got to know that this can truly happen. If we look at this and we look at this in a way where there's already $30 million on this website, it's going to triple in the next 60 days, Don. And that's just unheard of in a network marketing company. We already beat every company for most different products, right? We already beat every company for that. We probably already beat every company for most volume that's going to be different ever to be loaded on a website. Because now we're going to be loading 6,000 items an hour. But here's my point down with this. The early bird gets the worm. The early people here that want to really take advantage of this and say, no matter if I fail or 100 people tell me no, if I can find one Don Carson, if I can find one Dave Jordan, if I can find one Kay Lesnar, look at Ed Saker. Ed Saker's on here, Don. I don't remember ever Ed Saker missing a call from my last company. He was on every one of them. He was a mentor. He was a person that wanted to learn. He was a university guy. He wanted to eat up all the knowledge he could get to go out and build his brand. Don Gap's on here somewhere. I saw him somewhere. And he's on here wanting to learn. And my whole point is, Don, this is the core group to start something big. And am I upset about anything? Heck no. Heck no. I think that we're at the right place at the right time. And some of the people that are teaming up with me for the future, it's beyond everything. I mean, literally, this is going to be something that I don't need to tell somebody, hey, I need you to get in my company. No, they're going to need us. We're not going to need them. It's this core group that's on here right now that are going to be the early birds. And that's what I love about this group that's on here right now, Don. I'm not doing this because I need to make money. I'm doing this because I want to prove a point that this concept could work in a big way. And I can't wait to come up and watch the Blackhawks play the Jets again sometime soon, because I think I'm 4-0 with you in the Hawks.
No, the Jets are pretty strong right now. Hey, I'm watching some of these comments pop on here, Dave, and I'm hoping we're going to let a few people say hello here to you, because this could be, right now heading into holiday season. The Saturdays are going to be too busy with people, so this will probably be our last Saturday unless something crazy happens that you want to share. I just want to touch on one thing. This week was all about production. The shirts was fixed. The app is going to have videos. We're being promised in the next day or two, said by the end of the week. So watch for that to happen. So your app can be very good to be able to share things. That's coming, folks. Come back, keep looking. You'll see that happen. But just look what I just saw there. Jackie Boyle, 5:30 a.m. in Australia. She jumps on this Zoom because she just wanted to hear the 2023, 2024 kind of introduction summary. I mean, that is commitment, right? That's like, I give you a lot of credit, my friend. That's amazing. I look at all the other folks that are on here, but here's the best part, Dave. You make reference to this group. There's a lot that watch this after. They're part of this. They just might not be able to get up at 5 a.m, right? And do this, or
Boys, Joe's raised his hand.
Go ahead, Joe. Come on. Hey, by the way, one day you're all going to hear this man do some stand-up in a Collect Direct function. He's the funniest man I've ever met. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I just had one question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was reading some of the scrolls going down. Is there availability of hats and shirts for people to buy like they can right off the site? And are you coming out with a line of women's shirts or hats? Yes, we're working on all that in the future here. Right now,
Okay.
we're trying to fix the gears in the engine, and that's our main focus here going into the new
Yep.
year. Just getting everything kicking and working, and you know that. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just,
absolutely.
just asking the question for one of the ladies.
Yeah,
up
that's
on
a
the
that's a
side,
great
so.
ask, Joe. And at the end of the day, it comes down to numbers and buying it at the right price so people can get it at the right price. And Dave's going to make that commitment and already started to. So I would say absolutely, the brand is the brand, and getting it out there. A Collectrek jersey, hockey jersey, all those ideas, Debbie. Yeah, we've had those thoughts. How fun that would be. Hey, here's a fun thought, just so you guys can hear this. Debbie is at a recent craft show, had more fun with her husband than she's ever done in anything. Didn't even know how collectible industry worked. She got so excited about people coming up and just telling stories. I said to her, how fun would it be, Debbie, to go to one of these types of shows, have 4 people all dressed in a fun outfit. Somebody's in Batman, somebody's in a M&M outfit, somebody's in Santa Claus, somebody, and have people walk up and go, why are you guys in those outfits? He said, well, we're in a category creator and all these different things are on our website. You want one of my postcards? Absolutely. And you mentioned Ed, Dave. He drove from Jacksonville to come meet my son and I in Merritt Island last weekend, all the way. And you know what he said to me, Don, give me a hook. I said, well, I love to say I've got that particular item. If I'm a fan of the Marlins or the Miami Dolphins, I come up to a person and I say, who's your favorite player on the Dolphins? They go, well, it's Dan Marino. I said, well, I've got one of those in my back pocket. Would you like one? And the person says, absolutely. So I pull my phone up, I type Marino's name in, the search finds it, I hook the link, I send it to him, and the person gives me their cell number and instantly, and it's that easy. And he said, wow, that's a great idea. These are the things we'll have. So our app is going to be loaded with more tools heading into 2024 to help you. Right now, it's at the cusp of that. So Dave, I mean, I thought we would let some folks come off mute and ask, but maybe you want to say something just before we do that.
No, that's fine. Let them come off. As long as they play nice, I'm fine. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know?
So Jackie,
And do you
5:30 in
want
the morning.
to-
When do we give you the chance first?
Do you want to record this at all, Don?
Yeah, I'm recording it. Absolutely.
Okay.
She's saying no because it's 5:30.
No, I'm not, Don. Hey, I just want to say I just had to come flying out of bed because David's still asleep. But I just want to say I can't tell you how excited that we are, and there is a lot of work to be done, and we've just been so blessed to think that we've got the best. And heading into 2024, Dave, with what you're doing for us, we can't be any more grateful if we tried. And it's to get me out of bed and to have me awake at this hour in the morning is something that tells you that how committed that not just us, but many of us are. We're still here for a reason. It's because of what you're doing for us, Dave and Joyce, and of course yourself, Don and Nancy. So I just want to thank you so much. Super excited, super pumped. Cannot wait on where this is going to head because we know it's going to happen, and it's going to happen because of you, my friends.
Well, that's awesome, Jackie. Well, you get some sleep, and I'm sure we'll catch up to you soon. And Rico, you've got your hand up. Go right ahead.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome, man. I just wanted to say real quick, with all these new things coming up that you were saying at the beginning that people are going to be able to keep coming back to the website and stuff. I think I'm going to, I don't know, quit my job or something, because right now on my little small team, I keep looking down and there's somebody, I don't know who it is, that they keep buying stuff. The volume number, we get points when people buy collectibles.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, but it keeps growing and growing and growing. And I don't know where that guy keeps coming from, or guys, I don't know who it is. They keep buying, man. This is the first time that I ever see something like this when I'm building a team. That's all I wanted to say, guys.
No, that's a great analogy, and it's a little bit from a lot. We always say our philosophy of the compensation plan is to help more people make some money more often. And there's no guarantee you'll ever make $1 here, because we can't guarantee anything, but it's awesome. And that's a great feedback you gave there, because you just don't know where customers and their members are going to come from as they share it. So Who's up next? We see another hand up there. Go ahead. You raised your hand.
Bob Bell.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Stop mute. What's going on, my man?
Man, I'm just coming back from a Rigs and Coffee event. We had a great event, passed out some postcards, got people excited about collectibles. It's just so easy to talk to people about and what you enjoy to put together. The way Don and Nancy are leading the troops on a consistent basis every Wednesday and Saturday, and just building the foundation of something that's going to be incredible. We can't even fathom sometimes after walking through your warehouse in Sioux Falls during our convention. It's speechless about your vision. I love visionaries and people that go out of their way to do something even when people say don't do it. And you are a champion, Dave Jordan, and I'm just so excited to have known you for 7 years and be able to build this together. And you hold the cards on what's going on, and we all believe in you and are here to help you produce and create the legacy of being that legendary collector. And hats off to you, brother. I love you and so honored to be part of all this.
You too, my man. I appreciate you, and you and Barb will have to fly in one day, like we said. Let's catch up and go have some fun. You know, maybe it's Vegas, maybe it's here, but yeah. Thanks for jumping on, Bob. And absolutely, I'm going to be here, and we're gonna do what's right with this company and market it the right way. You know, absolutely.
That's awesome, Bob. And happy holidays.
You'll add my heart,
Barb and the
Dave. I know
family.
your heart's in the right place. You're always the servant leader, and I so believe in that type of mentality and how to attack the challenges of our world today.
Absolutely.
So thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
Who's up next? We still got a few more minutes here, so go right ahead.
Jeff Turner.
Hey, everyone. How you doing? How's everything going today?
Awesome.
I just want to say to you guys, Dave, Don, everybody, unbelievable opportunity. Unbelievable opportunity. I've read a book called The Star Principle by Richard Carson. He says to be in a star company, most billion-dollar companies are star businesses. And you need to be in an industry that's grown by at least 10% or more a year, and you need to be first in that industry. And this is what this is. This is first. I was reading in Dave's book, and he mentioned that in '98 he had tried a concept like this before, but timing is everything. And right now, it's the right time. It's time for the market is ripe. You know, the people are ripe. The opportunity is ripe. And I definitely see it. There was a guy, I do a roller skating. So there was a guy that he's a collector, and he's talking to me about all these people that he know with collectibles and stuff like that. And I shared with him a video, and he was talking about Dave. He came back to me the next day. He said, man, all my friends, all my collective friends know this guy. They all want to be like him. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And we're in New York, and he's telling me this. Everybody knows Dave Jordan. Everybody wants to be on his level and stuff like that. And it's just like unbelievable. But one question I would ask, are you guys going to have like tours of the warehouses? Because I didn't get a chance to look when I was in South Dakota. And I mean, I know I missed the opportunity, but I didn't know we was doing it. And I left out on that Sunday morning.
Well, when that happened, Bob Bell had a group, and he came to me, and I had a lot of things going on. I had a couple pro athletes in town that I was kind of working with, and we had to talk about some things, but I made time, and they brought their people in, and there must have been 30 people, Don, that got to see the warehouse.
Yep.
And
Right.
I gave a nice good 2-hour presentation on things and explained what we're doing, where it comes.
Okay.
At the same day that week, we had another truck come in. So you get to see how it comes in, how it goes out. And basically, like I said, Jeff, anytime, let me know. And if you want to fly in, and because I can already see you're in New York and you're already a sports guy. And if you're reading and you're learning and you're already there. You're already there. You just got to go to New York Yankee Stadium and hand out some Goose Gossage cards and say, not only is this guy in our company, he's one of Dave Jordan's best friends, and he's a god at New York Yankee Stadium.
Right. Absolutely.
In 78. Yeah. You got the right concept, man. And I'll tell you what, just keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to be successful with this. But my recommendation is, go to Dallas if you're from Dallas and go around and follow the rules and get your permit and listen to and go around them stadiums when the team gets out and the team they're playing, you wear the hat of the Baltimore Orioles if they're playing the Orioles and you hand them a Cal Ripken. And I can see that picture there with Michael Clark. He's got Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth right there. If you're handing out the Bambino at New York, there's no way, dude. There's no way they're not going to take you serious. There's just no,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
know who it is. You know, and those are available and Team Up With Us. You can literally go back there and buy those to put on your postcards that Stan does. And, you know, that's all it would take, Don. Let me tell you something, Jeff. If me and Don Carson got together and we flew into Miami and it was just Don and me, and I brought 5,000 postcards with and 5,000 Dan Marinos, we would light it up, Don. You can't tell me that you and me wouldn't light it up in Miami after a game with the Miami Dolphins, with Dan Marino. We would light it up.
Yeah,
You know?
and the biggest part of that is now that the search is functioning the way we wanted it to, and there's another statistic thing coming down the pipe here where you'll say, hey, my site got hit this many times. That's being worked on now. It makes all of what you're describing, Dave, functional in reality, so that you can say, hey, this was worth my time because of this, why, and this and that and the other thing. So it's all coming together. I mean, some of our discount programs we're working on, your pricing structure, all that's happening before our eyes. Hey, anybody else want to come off here on mute? I know we got a couple of minutes. This could be our last Saturday for 2023. Maybe get yourself on the recording. What do you got for a positive feedback?
Robert has his hand up.
Okay, Robert, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I talked to you a little bit earlier, but we got a group together here. Some of Jimmy Weiss's, top guys, and we're doing a technology meeting where I'm trying to show them with Facebook and the social media how to get our name out there. And, I've said it on the call before. That's one of our biggest things. If we can push the name out every morning, everybody share a link, we're going to flood the market with the Collect Direct name. And that's what we need. People need to see our name over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
It's branding, and thanks for all your help this year with the things you've been doing with me and behind the scenes as well. Thanks much, Jimmy. Hey, thanks for pitching a tent on a lake and putting my son in a tent last weekend. You won't even believe it, folks. But we landed in Florida. I get in the car. I rent a car. I drive to meet Jimmy Weiss, and he pitched 3 tents. Him, one for my son, and one for me. And we slept on a bloody lake. Jimmy, it was an experience to sleep next to the snakes and the crocodiles. Alligators.
Good stuff, Don. It's good stuff.
It was a lot of fun.
To lunch, and we couldn't get you to eat any of the turtle or the catfish.
No way. I had some catfish. I tried some catfish. Listen, thanks for hosting last week, guys. That was a great core group of people. 21 million people in Florida. And we had a nice group of 32 that were there to get the message. And it's exploding. It's what we're doing, guys. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate your feedback. We got time for what? Maybe, Dave, maybe 1, 2 more, and then we'll sign off and get the recording posted. Anybody else?
Gail Tracy wants to talk.
Gail, there you go. Gail.
Sorry, I don't know how to put my hand up. All the people I'm talking about are so excited about this. I just spent a couple of days with some really good friends in Seattle. We went to see MJ play, and his dad is in a care home, and so he's cleaning out his house, getting everything organized, and he's got a crawl space full. He was a hoarder. He has a crawl space full of stuff, and he was saying that he just found are you still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I lost your picture. Anyway, he just found mint condition, some still in the plastic covers, National Geographic's back to 1952.
Wow.
And Reader's Digest, and he's got coins and stuff that's just out of this world, and he's not even finished going through all this stuff. So I was just wondering how, if I do find people that have collectibles, they want to see if to sell or whatever, how do I do that?
Well, that's going to be phase 2 of what we're doing sometime in the new year. We want to have an auction site on here, but like I said, right now with where we're at, we're just trying to get the network side of it working, like Don said, click and front and back, all the little things about it. Hopefully, Gail, we'll have a buyer's club on here, a seller's club on here, where members are allowed to post items and sell their items on here too, and pay a percentage of back to the people of, what you're doing. So yes, that is in the future.
Oh, great.
It definitely is. And that's part of my whole deal. But yes. So, and if they want to sell that collection, Gail, you and Joyce are best friends. Just send me a deal over and I'll pay you to find them. And if we buy them, and you'll make some money too. So, if they
Awesome. Sounds great.
And Dave, maybe
Merry
just
Christmas.
let's touch before I don't know if you've got somebody else that's going to say anything. Touch on the vault for a second here to finish off our call here from your perspective, the vault and the concept of the vault.
Yeah, Matt, are you on here? Matt, come off of mute if you're on here. My grader, I know he was ready, but anyway, Matt, if you're
there.
Oh, yeah, okay, there he is. Okay, Matt, we just submitted. We submit about 1,000 cards down every 2 weeks to SGC, and Matt, we put 6 Jackie Robinsons in this last one. About 125. Jack Hughes, he's one of the best players in the league right now in the NHL. But just tell a few people, like Don mentioned the vault, how many cards out of that 1,000 would qualify for the vault, as we sent them out and they came back. So we know what's coming back now. So what would you say just on that one little load that we sent out?
Just percent wise?
Yeah.
I would say probably right around that 35 to 40%.
So Don, so that means that on this, when these cards left the building, they're worth about $15,000. When SGC grades them and they send them back, they're worth almost $1 million, right? So I was telling you about Jack Hughes that, there's 4 exclusives and there's only 100 of them. It's a $25,000 card and a 10. We got 4 of them coming back. So the vault is going to be stuff that's over $5,000 or stuff that's really hot, stuff that's going to be incredible. But my point is to this, Don, there's a never-ending supply of this. 3 weeks ago, we sent out a load that was worth $25,000 and it came back well over $1 million. One card, a Walter Payton card that was worth $500, comes back from SGC worth $50,000 because it graded a 9.5. If that card would have graded a 10, it would have been $125,000. We missed it by a 0.05 deal. So that's just the cool stuff. Like Gail said, when you find these treasures like her friend, we have a warehouse full of them and we're digging them out. And that is what the product is that we're talking about with the vault. So Don, I'd say the vault sometime in the new year, there's people that like Ken Golden, they want to put the vault out and market Collect Direct through their vault, through what we're doing. He's got 200 million followers or 100 million followers. And that's how we get eyes on the site. That's how we get eyes on the site. Me working with the big guys to get the eyes over here, and that's what my plan is in 24. So, yeah.
So folks, get excited about the vault being the big picture, because as I gave you the analogy at the beginning of the calls, I'll just summarize this. The Blockbusters of the world missed the Netflix opportunity because they were point clicking and sharing streaming now. Could have bought it for $50 million in 2007 after they launched in 1998, and Blockbuster's out of business, bankrupt. Yet here's a company that's going to launch a vault with products that no little card store out there could even have and hope to have in their store, but you could point, click, and share that item and get paid a royalty of some sort or an affiliate marketing commission. And that right there will differentiate what we're doing today. And I just wanted you to get the picture of why I said that story, because you guys have got a chance with your $9.98 startup membership to point, click, and share items in the vault and get rewarded for finding a buyer, because you just don't know who people know. That's what we do at Collect Direct.
So Don, one more thing. I seen somebody just comment down there that said, I love the WWF. Well, Matt, he was just off mute, but Matt, he's looking at boxes where he looks at me and he says, Dave, where did you get all these from? I said, Matt, I don't know. So he sends in a card of like The Undertaker and it comes back at 10 and the card's worth $3,000 on eBay. And it's a card I'd throw in the garbage. It's not even a card I'm interested in. So we've got all this stuff. And on eBay, you go on there, and I'm talking to Barry about them, and you go on there and it says on eBay, extremely rare. And these are wrestling stickers. This is a whole nother product. But Don, I got a pallet of them. They're $800 a box, right? And so we're looking at this and we're saying, the value goes up when you grade them. Because when you grade them, they go in high in value. And they're, like I know Bob Bell has a Michael Jordan, a rare air, the Nike one. That's a super rare card to get in the grade he's got it in. And that card in 10 years, they're extinct because they're stickers and they're not easy to find in that grade. So what I'm saying is I can't say investment on here. I can't say whatever, but when the vault launches, Don, it's going to be the talk of the entire industry as you see it. And the beauty of it is like you, Don, you know, I have, you know, 3 different ventures that allowed me to buy this collection. You have your pool business, right? Now I got these guys like Ken Golden and these other guys that are coming in. They're saying, Dave, let me properly handle this collection with you. Let me show you how to brand this collection. So in a year and a half, you got your business exploding, and we branded it properly. And there's guys that are doing that with me right now, Don. There's guys that are doing that with me right now. And so I'm excited. And Jeff's in New York. I can't wait to come to New York and see Jeff. And I heard Mickey Mantle's restaurant ain't there no more, over by Central Park. Me and Joy's been there 3 times. But my whole point is this, Don, if you and me worked that postcard and we went out to a New York Mets game and we're handing out Mike Piazza and we're handing out Tom Seaver on the Mets, there's no way that park, they're going to be lit up as we go. And we're going to get hundreds of people to look at the website. So, and Frank.
Oh, listen, Dave, this has been awesome. We've been about 50.
Hang on, Don. Frank, Matt just told me he found the Elvis Presley card. So we'll get you some in the mail for you in Vegas there. So Matt just Elvis cards. Yeah. I promised him some Elvis cards. So, okay, guys, Don, you finish it up. I'm done. Good call.
Well, that's been awesome, David. It's been a lot of fun just sharing our thoughts for the year. You know, there's some people on here I'm sure that would like to just wish you and Joyce a happy holiday. So why don't we just say, finish off with come off mute and just, hey, Dave, Joyce, happy holidays to you guys, to all of our Collect Direct family and friends. Happy holidays to all of you. Be safe. 2024 is our year. Wishing you all the best. So anybody want to wish these guys come off mute and blast away on the recording, and I'll turn it off right away.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New
Merry Christmas,
Year to
everybody.
everyone.
Merry Christmas,
Thank you, David
everybody.
Joyce, for everything. You're
Happy
amazing.
holidays.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
And
Take care.
Nancy, thanks for everything you do.
You got
Appreciate
it.
it.
Happy New Year.
Merry Feliz Navidad.
There we go.
Boy, am I excited!
Take care.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Later.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, thanks, Debbie. Take care, everyone.